motherfucking party going.
Coming to you live on your chin. Oh, yeah. This is the Going Deep Show.
Fighting for the powers of evil, good is dumb. It's time for the Going Deep Show. I'm the Kid. Welcome to the show. Hat Trick.
Hello, hello.
What's going down with you, girl?
Nothing. Oh, you want to hear something fun?
Yes.
I got my lip waxed before I came here.
Wait,
not those lips.
I was going to say the lips.
This one. No, I I figured you'd get a kick out of this. I was at, a hair appointment, and I get my eyebrows waxed usually, and it's become this joke of, my friend that does it, she's like, hey, do we need to do the lip? And I'm like, well, if you're asking me, the answer is probably yes. And it's not often. It's like twice a year.
She subtly hints, huh?
It's like twice a year. We laugh about it. But like today, she did not even ask me. Like we're just sitting there and she did and then all of a sudden I feel it on there. And my first thought was, oh man, it must be really bad if she's not even asking me if I want it done.
That's funny.
And she did. It was so funny because she gets it on there and she's like, oh my God, buddy, I didn't even ask. I was like, well, if you're putting it on there, clearly I have a little bit of mustache going on.
Do you know what the equivalent of that for a guy is? Eyebrows.
Yeah.
It is too. I've gone to the damn hairdresser and she's like, brows? She's like, yeah.
You know that feeling of like, oh God, if you're saying something, I guess maybe I should.
Yep,
like
it's time to clean it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
For Christmas this year, I was gifted a fresh new beard and trimming kit. So I've been using that a little bit. I went through the No Shave November thing and didn't shave. The problem with me is it gets too it gets out of control. I've never really had a regimen where I keep it in a good, nice spot where I have I use a number of this and I do that. And I don't need to do any of that stuff.
You just gotta clean it up,
You know what's funny about this is, funny we're bringing this up. Today was the first day that I used this little wand thing that Racers gave me. She's like, here, I don't use this. It's for like hair.
I'm assuming it's a different type of wand than the one I have.
It's not the good kind of one. It's the one to just color in your beard and stuff, like one of those little just for men things. Some people are like, with it, kid, you talk about coloring your hair and the thing. I'm like, yeah, they sell a product for that. It's to clean your beard up and keep your looking. I can't imagine myself with a full gray beard and full gray hair.
But I've always, I love the salt and pepper for sure, but like the silver fox, I'm into that hardcore.
I noticed that I've been at a couple funerals lately, or ceremonies there, and I haven't worn my hat, and it's starting to get lighter. The sun hits it right at the right spot, and I'm just like, oh man, silvering it up hard.
Mine isn't even coming in gray; it's coming in white. And I actually, my last appointment, because my hair's like a dirty blonde brown. And I've been dyeing it blonde for the last how many years now, and I didn't dye it the last couple of times because I'm curious now. I want to see how many sprinkles I actually have in my hair because they come in straight up white. So I haven't dyed my hair and same thing. Like I'm just letting it grow out, and you can see in my roots how much darker it is, but there's so much more white sprinkles in it. So I'm kind of curious to see how long I can get it. Yeah,
you will never see me shave my face clear. Because I'm just afraid it'll just all come in white. It'll just all be totally white. It won't be, though. It'll be like this crazy weird patch over here and another one over there. It's fucking crazy. So you sent me this article. Masturbation at the workplace. Now I'm going to tell you this is what's even funnier about the story. Is the fact that I had the headline up on my screen at work, and my coworker came walking in and saw just the headline, and she chuckled.
While you're at work.
She chuckled. I'm literally at work. And she saw on my screen, I'll go and I'll retype some stuff. I put masturbation time at the workplace. That's what I put. But I color code everything. So if on the screen right now, it says masturbation in huge type, and it's in red. Masturbation. That's what was on my screen when she comes fucking walking in. It was hilarious. So you work at home, so you don't have to worry about that. Have you ever worked at a spot like when you worked at the Big E there, when you were the bartender?
No, you don't have time when you're bartending. No.
What about other jobs?
No, and I've never. I've taken a lunch break and had a quickie before, but I've never
with 3 hockey players.
That was not. That was like. Well, I guess technically, I worked for them, but that was like after the game. Everybody had left the arena. Yeah. But so I've taken lunch breaks and had quickies like on my lunch break, but I've never masturbated on my lunch break.
So this
when
woman,
I worked in an office. I mean, like I said, I work at home now, and so it's like, if I'm feeling, I can just go lay in the bed, flick the bean, and
you can do it right at your desk, can't you?
Yeah, but I have my bed at home, so why would I do it at my desk?
I would say, why don't you just work from the bed?
I mean, I could. There you go. I could.
So the story is this woman she owns like a porn. It was like some adult site or something like that. That was overall story, and she's like, of course, that should be something. Now I got a question for you. I was always kind of timid to manhandle myself in front of a woman until the one girlfriend I had absolutely loved it. Turned around like fucking crazy if I was to like manipulate myself. And she like really liked it.
Oh yeah, I think it's hot as hell watching a guy jack himself off. 100%.
I like it better when a girl's jack. I see there's got to be some type of girl involved with it. So like for me, I don't know if it's this like leftover my leftover upbringing of shame about touching yourself and doing things to yourself and all of that kind of lingers. So if someone else is watching me do it, but I've had instances where it's like, yeah, okay. But here's the worst one. There was one time when a girl couldn't make me come, but she still wanted me to get off, and I still wanted to blow it all over. So I was like, settle down. Just lay there. And I fucking just went off, and I fucking yanked it off all over. See, so that time I think I got over it then. On that one.
Yeah, no, there's, yeah.
Whiskey dicking it up.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm. But do you send any videos of you doing it, or do you do it? Have you masturbated in front of somebody, or do you?
Oh yeah, I mean with my ex, yeah. I mean we used to, because he would always get whiskey dick all the time because he was an alcoholic. And
I remember you talking about this.
Yeah, and so he would have a hard time, and so he would end up having to finish himself because I'm like, okay, this has been 3 hours. I'm over it. I'm ready to go to bed. And so sometimes I would masturbate too, just to get off another time. And I used to send him videos of me doing it.
I've noticed that but you're right though. When you drink too much, I've had some sessions recently that are going, and I can tell to the point where she's like, all right, let me just suck you off here quick. And you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's still hot. I like going longer. I do.
Oh, well, and there's nothing wrong with that for sure, right? But like, with him, it was literally every time. And I'm like, I can't do this for 3 hours every night. I'm ready to go to bed. Like
some women though, you would be braggadocious about that.
Not every damn night.
Were you getting dry and shit? You have to use a bunch of lube.
Dude, it's the point where it was just not fun.
Fucking sandpapery down there.
Yeah. So there's a limit to it,
I've noticed recently I'm getting a little in the morning, and it's like, hurry up, we gotta get to fucking work. Let's go. And I'm not yelling at her. I'm not saying anything to her in respect to her. It's like me. I'm like, come already, motherfucker. It's like, it's weird.
Well, and at that point too, we're doing it so long. I had already gotten off a few times.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And so I'm like, okay. And that was one of our big arguments is like, yes, I can, whether it's fair or not that women can get off more. How often does a woman get off and just get to roll over and go to bed? It's the guy that gets to do that. Because once you're done is usually that's the end of it. You coming ends it, not me.
Well, here's a question for you then on this one. Do you ever have times when you just can't come?
Yeah. And it happens. And I don't have to. There's been plenty of times where I've had sex and I don't get off, and it's still enjoyable and it's fun. And so it's not, required to have fun and to enjoy yourself having sex, it's not so, but that would be with, like I said, with those situations where it would last forever. It's like, I felt selfish almost because it's like, okay, I've gotten off a few times and you haven't. And I want my partner to get off, like, cause that turns me on as much too. But at the same time, like, sometimes I just want to like get off and fucking go to bed. I don't want to because then it just feels like, well, now I'm working to get you off. You are truly a
man in a female's body. We've said it a million times.
Yeah, but right. Yeah. But that's like I said, that was the counter that I always had for him. I'm like, you always, by the time, yes, it might take a while, but when you get off, we're done. You get to go to bed. I don't get to enjoy that because now I get off and now I have to work to get you off, which that's bad coming out that way because it's not always work. But I
gotta do all the work now. I can't just
if he's having a hard time getting off, then I do, and that's where it would get frustrating to me. Is like sometimes I just want to enjoy that and go, and then go to bed.
Yeah.
But so when you're not coming at the same time, or because that's, I think that's the ideal situation is where you could come either at the same time or very close.
Red and I were constantly at the exact same time. It was so fucking perfect. It was great.
That is perfect.
It was so great.
And it doesn't have to be right afterwards, but sometimes, you get off even with women, like you're sensitive afterwards. Like sometimes I'm like, no, I just want to relax.
Somebody the other day, somebody who who's on this show, she mentioned that guys will she says guys will squirt. I'm like, of course we squirt every fucking time we go. But she's like, no, you keep going. And I'm like, that's not squirt. That's guy fucking pissing. There's no way that's squirt. It's just, guys have two things that come out.
Yeah.
Fucking load and piss. That's about it. I mean, and from my perspective, when it comes to anything sexual, it's based off of, of course, there's these moments where you get super turned on and it's passion and it's just no holds barred, go at it. Other times, you got to tenacious D them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to make love and fucking give us some smooches. You know, you got to go slower and you got to do things. So I think for the most part, I've always seemed like I'm in a rush. And I think it may be because I'm always just, it's more spontaneous. It's more just like in the moment. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. There's so many different speeds and types, and depending on the mood and how much alcohol is drank, the person it is, you know? But, there's times that I'm like, I just want to get fucked. I just want to get fucked. Like hard.
Yeah.
Bruise my cervix. Like that's what I want. But that's not in every time.
Yeah. My ex, the one that I saw for a little while there, that was one thing she always says. Sometimes you just want to get fucked. I'm like, yeah, okay. I like it.
Like the one time that I hooked up with my ex, like last fall, before I found out he had a girlfriend. I don't think I ever told you that story.
No.
But he came over.
Perfect. This is perfect for what I want to bring up. He
came over, like, I'd been putting it off or whatever, and finally I'm like, fuck it. It's been a long time since I got laid. I'm like, whatever, I'll do it. And I remember him saying, he's like, I said, he's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to regret this or not. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, that's a problem for tomorrow. Like, either I will or, clearly I came to regret it. But like, I seriously, I just needed to get fucked.
You just need to get it,
and
yeah.
we were, and we were, but then there was a point after we were going, because we went for a little bit, where like, he was like making eye contact and like going slower. I'm like, no, we are not making love, dude. Like, we are past this.
In this passion.
Like, I don't want this. Like, I literally was looked away and like switched positions. I'm like, I can't. Like, this is not what I'm here for, dude. Like, especially with you. Like, yeah.
So there was a story about this, and I mean, more about passion and things like this. You ever watch any of these like temptation shows on Netflix where they're the hottest, where they're too hot to handle, or any of these shows where it's a bunch of bikini people running around the beaches and they can't have sex? Have you seen this?
I've heard of. I've not watched them, but I've heard of them.
They're fucking entertaining as hell because they dupe these kids and into going into these scenarios where they're going to be like Sex Island and all this. And they think they're going to be getting fucked all the time, and they're all horned up, and there's a bunch of hot people, and then it's where they can't. They can't kiss. They can't touch. They can't do anything.
And if they do, they get like voted off.
They get kicked off. They get so many. It like starts off with $100,000 or $200,000 or something like that, and then for every thing that they do, money gets knocked off. So if they kiss, or if they finger each other, they take a shower and somebody's jacking somebody off, or everything has a dollar amount attached to it. Like, it's taken away from the overall. So all the other people who are being good, if there are two people who are attracted to each other, you could tell here's the two that are going to fuck us over right now with all this money. It's going to be gone because these fucking idiots can't keep their hands off each other. There was a video I saw recently. The headline on this one was Spanish Temptation Island star melts down after watching his girlfriend cheat on him it's on the show. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. The Spanish versions of these shows are holy motherfucking Jesus Christ. That it's the guy in front of a television with the host of the show on the beach, not far from where the house is where they're staying, where the two people that he's watching on the screen are. And he's sitting there watching his girlfriend with this other guy, and they're showing
everything.
A lot. They are showing a fucking lot. And he's sitting there watching it, and then he starts freaking out, but it's all in Spanish. Like, I should just play the Spanish because you can't understand what he's saying, but you can hear the agony in his voice. And watching him, you immediately get put into his shoes. And I'm just, as a guy, you're just going like, I could not imagine the girl I'm supposed to be with doing that or watching that. It would there would be part of me that would just completely shut off, completely shut off on it. It would be just fucking crazy. I should play the clip on it. But when they're showing that, I mean, she's under a blanket, but she's riding the guy, and you could tell she's just fucking grinding and riding on the guy. If she's not fucking him, she's dry humping like a master. I'll tell you that. It's pretty interesting. I should play the fucking clip here just so you can hear what he's fucking saying. He's like going through agony here. This is him fucking going crazy. So he's pleading with her. So she's seeing the dude, like, he's watching the guy walk in his underwear, and then she's, like, grabbing at his cock and doing all sorts of shit. So then they turn the lights off, and they kick the night vision. Now watch, he starts screaming and running on the beach. He runs all the way back to the house.
Like he's gonna go beat this guy's
and
ass?
He's screaming. Watch, he's coming up. It's fucking amazing. I'll show you.
Disfrútalo, disfruta. Me ha reventado por dentro. Me ha reventado por dentro.
He's on his knees begging.
Now, do you think that's actually, I mean, would you beg like that? I mean, do you think that's real? Like, or is that just a show? Because, like, I think I would just shut down. I would just be pissed and be like, fuck this motherfucker. And I would just shut down. Like, I would not put on a show for the cameras.
So she's about to get on top of the dude, and he just starts running. And they're begging him to come back.
No, Montoya, no.
Oh, you can hear them like talking to each other. What the fuck they're talking about? I don't speak Spanish. Anyway, I'll show you the rest of that clip. I just thought it was like...
That's funny.
I don't know. You're right, though. If I would just turn off. Mm-hmm. If like the bitch made her choice. I mean, I do this with people in general when you kind of set up a scenario where they don't recognize they've been kind of set up into the thing just to see what they would choose or what they would do. And I've had women in the past who I was interested in, and they would make some stupid fucking choice, and I'm just like, well, I'm not dealing with you. You're a fucking weirdo. Mm-hmm. But I thought that was a fucking great clip. And I'll tell you this right now. I want to watch the Spanish versions of those shows because they were showing there's people in the hot tub as he's running up and they're just naked. They're just full on naked and shit. Just fucking great. It's like, I gotta watch that.
Over there like we are.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. As I get older, I don't know. It depends how good a shape I'm feeling at that time, I guess. I don't know. You know, we got the growers and the showers, and I'm more of a grower than a shower. You know?
I would say most guys are growers, not showers. And usually if they're showers, it doesn't get much bigger. What you see is what you get.
Speaking of showers, okay, listen to this shit. Usually on Twitter or X or whatever the fuck it is now, there's a lot of like artsy things. I've subscribed to some art stuff, and one video came through the other day, and I had to take a double take for a second. It was one of those guys who's painted up like a statue, and at first you thought he was like a statue. And you're standing there, and you're like, okay, but I'm like, that looks way too real. It showed everything. But he's covered in white paint, and he's standing there, and then you notice it's not a statue, it's a dude, and he starts to like move, and his fucking dick is just swinging. So he's starting to do the splits, but he's going down to do the splits, right? And his dick is pointing down, and he can't complete the splits unless he grabs his dick and moves it. It's like, I'm like, what the fuck am I subscribed to? It was like one of these, like, there was like a group of people, it was like some art installation where this guy was covering himself in paint, doing all this wacky shit. It's like, what the fuck, man? think about that crap. He probably got money for that. He probably got some grant or something to, what are you going to do? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Good for him.
I don't know. We got to do that tomorrow. Shit, what are we going to do? Just cover yourself in paint, dude, and put your dick on the ground. You win.
Good for him.
Yeah. You would have liked it. He was, it was one of those where I was like, damn, I wish I was hung like that motherfucker. God damn. Fucking tripod. Jesus Christ. I also have something that we're not doing a lot of visual stuff here. We're at the downtown studio now. I don't have the TVs and stuff hooked up here quite yet, but at some point in the next few weeks, I'm going to get the TVs and stuff hooked up in here. And here's the thing. The one video that I saw that I thought about you right away because of this dildo girl that came in here. And I actually should have brought it with her, but I forgot. I found a video of a woman with a glow-in-the-dark dildo, and she's deep-throating it in the dark. And you can see
like how far
down it goes into her throat.
Interesting.
It was pretty fucking awesome. I was like, whoa.
Interesting.
How far can you deep-throat? You can deep-throat pretty good? You're a deep-throater?
Been a while since I've encountered a dick where I've had to.
Well, I did think of you today because it is Black History Month, and you were one of the only people who had a brother and brought a brother in to the studio for the podcast.
Yeah.
What's up with that? You ever talked to that guy? Kept in touch with that guy or anything? What was his name again? We called him LeBron on there.
Yeah, I was saying, I can't remember what the hell we called him on there, but
he liked Carmelo Anthony, so we called him LeBron.
periodically will snap or whatever. I think he lives down by Detroit now, but
I should clone his voice. He had a really great voice, if I remember right.
have a good voice.
Yeah, he was real good. Mm-hmm.
Does have a good voice, yeah.
Until he passed out and I had to unwedge his fucking cranium between the fridge and the wall. Crying out loud.
Oh my God.
Keanu Reeves. I have a clip of him that you have got to hear. It's. I thought of you when I heard this because it's like the perfect day. It's literally the perfect day. I gotta rewind it here.
Great breakfast, go for a motorcycle ride, come back, swim, have more sex.
I've heard this clip.
Eat some more, hang out for a little bit, maybe do some reading, go see a movie, have more sex, go to the bar, have a couple of drinks, see some friends, take a motorcycle ride, get home, hang out a little bit, have more sex. That's a pretty good day.
That sounds like an absolutely perfect day, especially if it's with Keanu Reeves.
It's the first thing I was going to say.
I mean,
like, what woman isn't watching that clip and going like, oh my God, I can't wait for Keanu Reeves.
He's married and she is one lucky woman.
Have you ever seen her? She's an artist.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like she's a little older. She reminds me of my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had that face, that same face. Sometimes not a good face.
I don't even think that she's that much. I mean, I feel like she's like the same age as him. She just doesn't dye her hair like most people that are in the spotlight like that do, right? I mean,
that's true. I didn't think of it that way.
I think it's hard to judge celebrities because they all dye their hair.
That brings this show full fucking circle. Right there.
It does, right?
It does.
Mean,
we're down to our last 3 minutes. One of my friends who just moved up north, she didn't color her hair, and she pulls it off really good. Another friend of mine, who if she ever listens to this, she's going to hate me that I say this, but another friend of mine who I was talking to for a while, she didn't do anything with her hair, and I was just like, no, she needed to do something with it. You know what I mean? You know how I tend to go towards the younger people.
No.
No,
not you.
It's just a thing. I don't know. Maybe I'll try an older person when they're old as me, and maybe, I don't know. Like, what's? I
mean, you don't act your age.
What's the proper age for me to go for?
I mean, really? Older than your daughters, like older than your oldest daughter, probably. But I feel like you tend to go younger than her. So
no, I've only been with like 2 that have been younger than her, and that felt weird.
I didn't, as it should.
Until I didn't think about it, and then I was like, okay, I'm fine with this. But the thing is, I'm a very visual person. The bodies on these chicks. Mm-hmm. Were just insane.
I just saw something today that said men of all ages are most attracted to women in their 20s, whereas women are most attracted to men that are similar in age to them. So like women's taste, our taste change is what we're attracted to as we get older. We tend to be attracted to men that are also similar age, whereas men are always attracted to 20-year-olds no matter what.
I think like 23 to 27 is probably a good age. I forget what show it was on one time, when somebody said, she's 29. She goes, that's the best age. 29, that's the age you want to always be. It's like, I don't know. The thing is, the one thing I have learned of my lesson over the years, you can go for those young ones, but their brains aren't ready for any of that.
And that's exactly it. I know how I was when I was in my 20s. Like
the Bill Belichick girlfriend. Jesus Christ, that chick's fucking smoke show hot. There's a video of the Penguin from Batman. He's like beating the shit out of somebody. It's like and it just says what Bill Belichick's girlfriend sees when he's fucking.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
In this upcoming episode, we're going to bring up age differences, though, because we have a friend of ours who is, I guess, seeing somebody older. I don't know. All I know is there's been some old fucker been hanging out around with us when we go out.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So he's a good dude. I talked about him a couple days ago on the show. But I don't even know what his story is because I don't think it's one of those where she's like wants to admit that she's even seen the guy, to be quite honest with you. I mean... She might be a money-grubbing whore. You never know. You just never know.
In this economy, man.
Yeah, I know shit. Any final words?
I never have any final words, man.
Don't be an Anna Nicole Smith. That's my final words.
Go masturbate at work.
Yeah. Chill to the next line.